I think the best thing to do when you're talking to journalists is to be as clear as you can be, to use as little jargon. Journalists are generally pretty bright people, so they kind of understand what you're talking about. So don't talk down to them, because then they'll be insulted. And the last thing you want to do is insult a journalist, because then they won't portray you nicely. They're also vindictive people. So you just want to, again, clear as possible. Be as open with your time as possible, because if a journalist doesn't get it, like if I don't get what you're talking about, I'm going to need you to explain it like 10, 15 times. Scientists generally don't like to speculate about things and sort of go beyond what they've done. What I'll often do is I'll often use my speculation and say, so, like if I was writing about this, could I write, that this might lead to this, or that there's this, and if they say yes or no, that's sort of what I go for. I pretty much know they're never going to say this causes this or this causes that. Analogies are always good ways for scientists to talk to, so if they can, and that's sort of not quite what you were asking, but if they can sort of bring their conclusions or their results and sort of, frame it in a way that's very understandable for people, that's often very helpful. And with quantities or numbers, to try to bring an analogy in there as well. So like when I talk to endocrinologists about, how low a dose of a hormone does it require to do this or this, if they can talk about it like, 1 teaspoon in, pool, those are always great things to get. Another great resource is having scientists who can be your sources, but also understand that they're not always going to be quoted. I've used several scientists just as sort of help me to go through background information, just to run things by. I've had several who take the time to do that with me, knowing that they're not going to be featured in a story. But it's really good if reporters can have a scientist that they can fall back on like that. And then, of course, when that scientist comes up with something, I'm more than ready to jump on the story. So journalists can make great relationships with scientists, and I think scientists can do the same with journalists.